Right, welcome back to the Sports Desk. As mentioned by Mpwambi, I'll be talking to Letshego Zulu, who is pretty much a fitness fanatic, and she's been also a social entrepreneur as well, done plenty of things especially since her husband passed away in 2016, Letshego Zulu. But she joins me now via Zoom. Letshego, so good to see you this morning. Welcome to the show. Let's get straight into it. And I want to start with your cycling, because forever when I look at your social media pages or anything, you are on a bike. What are you preparing for? You're trying to cycle around the world.
I'd love to. Well, obviously, with COVID-19, things have changed and a lot of things are virtual nowadays. So yes, I am essentially cycling around the world on a daily basis on an app called Zwift on my indoor bike. But if I'm not indoors, I'm outdoors because I'm training for an intense race that I'll be doing for the third time round, the Cape Epic in October, if it does happen, because it's been postponed so many times. And for those that know the Cape Epic, it's a grueling 8-day mountain bike race. It's essentially the Tour de France of mountain biking. And I've been, crazy enough to do it twice, and I'll be going at it for the third time. And what's special for me with this third attempt at the race is that I'll be doing it with a girl, with a female, Buhle Madulini, who's a very good friend of mine. And it's tough. It's challenging to a point where the first two that I did, I partook with men, because as a lady, when you're riding, if you're struggling up a hill, you get what they call the hand of God, which, when the guy pushes you up the hill. But this time around, I won't get that hand. And, Pato and I just have to fuss bait and, attempt this 8-day challenge.
And I'm sure you'll be good at it. I mean, you've done it twice before. You've managed. You're still alive. But talk me through the training regime that you have to go through for such a competition.
Well, I essentially get only one race day a week, so I'm training 6 days a week. So just to show you how intense it is, I'm essentially in the saddle, 4 or 5 times, and then I have one gym day and I've got one running day. So there's a lot of cross training. The one mistake I made with my first one is all I did was cycle, and I didn't have the strength for everything else. So it's a bit of cross training. I'm on the bike 4 to 5 times in a week, and on some days I'll have a double session where I'm cycling in the morning and in the evening I'm at the gym, or I'm running in the morning and in the evening I'm on the bike. So it's intense, 6 days a week of training, and let's hope the race does take place in October. It was meant to be at the end of next month, but obviously due to COVID-19, it's been postponed.
You talk about cross training. You also do a lot of cross sporting codes. I mean, I've seen you on the cricket pitch. I've seen you. But what most stood out for me is seeing you in a rally car. You're the first black co-pilot, essentially, of a rally car. You took part in the competition last year. How was that for you?
Well, that's also another intense sport. So I've taken part in the SA cross country series. So there's a difference between cross country and rally. They are both off road, but there's a lot of differences. So I've taken part in, maybe you can say 1.5 seasons, because 2 years ago I started and I did half a season, and then last year Terrence Marsh and I went at it. And in the T class, and we came third in the championship. So it's intense. I'm the co-driver, who's essentially the eyes and ears for the driver. Yes, it's a skill to drive, but the co-driver's job is actually more intense, because I'm essentially doing 5 things at once in the car. I've got a notepad in front of me with all the instructions. I need to look at the GPS. I need to look out the window. I need to look at the speedometer. So it's an intense office, and the driver is just it's an intense job that he's doing. He needs to make sure that we stay on the road. But I'm essentially doing this the entire time, and he's driving at 160, 180 kilometers per hour off-road. So you can imagine I'm being shaken like a rag doll this entire time and having to focus and keep calm. That's another intense sport that I've thrown myself into very openly, and yeah, hoping that in 2021 we'll get a sponsor, because for now we won't be on the start line at next month's first race, but hopefully somewhere down the line during the season we'll be able to get back into it.
I mean, something that you've been able to do very well is multitasking, being all over the place and keeping it together. You're a super mom, you're an entrepreneur, you're a super athlete. How do you balance all of that? I mean, you're in the outdoor media space as well, and you've got the kids. You know, it must be quite an ask for you to just be you, essentially.
Well, you know what? I'm one person that has a diary, and I stick to my diary. You know, first thing in the morning, it's get my daughter ready for school. Then I'm off to the office to run RL Media, my outdoor media company, and then it's, you know, pick up child, and there's sport, there's training, there's all of that, and I do all of that with a schedule. Nothing beats you know, a schedule. You know, some people tend to say we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. Yes, we do, and it's basically how you maximize those 24 hours.
Absolutely. And tell me a little bit more about this company of yours that you've now decided to venture into. Is it tied to sport at all?
It can be tied to sports. So outdoor media is billboards. I'm new in the industry, so I'm a baby as compared to the giants such as you know, JC and Prime Media Outdoor. I've got a very small holding of billboards. I'm new, and I'm essentially trying to get advertisers on there. So whether it's sporting brands that want to advertise on my billboards, I've got billboards across the country. It's a very small holding, so it's very sporadic. But yeah, I'm a newbie, and I'm hoping that you know, I can put up my hand and say, hey guys, I've got a couple of billboards. Please, can you come and advertise on my boards?
That is fantastic. Letshego Zulu, thank you so much for your time on you know, Newsfeed AM this Saturday morning. She is a super woman. What a lady. As I said, Letshego Zulu, sports enthusiast, business woman, as well as a mother. Right, that's it.